I'm saying the Twitch is live. Oh my god, it's Thursday.
It is Thursday, my dude. Ah. Alright, they called tails. Heads. Map choice goes to Red Dog.
Well, that's good. Bread
Bread,
Dog
bread,
probably can use it a
bread.
little better than T1, since I feel like they probably needed a little more.
Bread, bread, bread,
That's right. That is their name.
bread, bread, bread.
Yep. But yeah, you gotta get the dog in. Bread Dog, Bread Dog,
Bread,
Bread
dog.
Dog.
Bread dog, bread dog. Ah!
Ah!
Between. You just got coconut mauled. Send this to your friends to coconut maul them.
Counter argument. I hit you with a 5/16 spot drill.
No.
Yeah.
Then you don't get maps or D&D.
Samoa. I get Samoa though. Alright, to the max. Hello, Spindle. We are
Hi,
gonna
Shindo.
we are gonna look at the bracket first because oh, that's not the
Bracket.
bracket. Where's my bracket?
Where my bracket?
Well, this is not a
That's the
bracket.
maps.
I know. This is a bracket.
Hi,
So,
Shindo.
the first game is T1 versus Bread Dog. Winner of this goes to the upper bracket finals. Loser of this has to play the loser of Fika AFN, and winner obviously plays
Winner.
winner. Yeah. Team one is Bread Dog. They did have to go through the play-ins, which kind of cringe. Not gonna lie, could not be me. AFN on top in that second place, but you know who's in that fourth place spot? That's Bread Dog Max. And Bread Dog is a pretty good lineup, especially with Scrug, Melly, and Baguette really able to just play all their silly heroes, that being Doomfist, Mercy, and Sojourn. The Mercy Sojourn combo, of course, is very volatile, especially with Sojourn being hard meta basically the entirety of Overwatch 2. Doomfist is Doomfist. It's pretty straightforward, except for he's kind of a pain to do anything against. A good Doomfist can cause havoc, can always play the game. Pi, though, Pi always does the dirty work for this team. Pi always kind of goes unnoticed, but he always has a lot of impact. And not really the same with JP3 Reigns, not a whole lot to say about him. He didn't really play a whole lot of games. However, he did play a few games. And those games, Bread Dog won pretty handily. Now looking at Team 2, we have Pulsar, Kava, Lazy Dog, Spindle, and Chandra. Some of those people are here, some of those people are not. Um, it's kind of hard to speak on Team 1, just because, well, you know, they just have such a changeable lineup all the time.
Yeah, they flex around, they sub in, they sub out, they go up, they go down, they go left, they go right. They're a team.
They are a team.
Whatever they do it together.
It's also because they are all from Emery Riddle.
Cringe. I'm just kidding.
Did you say pinch or cringe?
I said cringe.
Oh, pinch.
Looks like everybody is ready, so we're gonna get started in game 1 on Samoa.
That's right, and Samoa's a map max. I'm not sure if you
It's
knew
also
that.
a Girl Scout cookie.
Yes,
I like Girl Scout cookies.
I do too. I'm a big fan of the coconut one.
That's the Samoa!
That just wouldn't make sense. I mean, coconuts aren't even on Samoa.
Actually, they are. They're in the spawn rooms.
Actually, those are imported from the dropship.
Okay, buddy.
Thin Mint is the best though, and I will take no diss on that.
No, you're right. Especially if you put them in the freezer.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just perfect. If they didn't cost so dang much, I'd be willing to give those out as the
They're-
Gunginga trophy. I'll
like,
sign one.
there are no Girl Scout troops in my area, unfortunately, so I can't even stock up.
Well, that's
But
because
speaking
women
of
aren't
Girl
real.
Scouts, speaking of Girl Scouts, let's look at the lineups we've got today. We've got Pulsar on the JQ, Chandra on Cassidy, Deathoof on May, Sindel on the Juno, and Cosmic Ghost on Ana. Meanwhile, for Bread Dog, we have Scrug on the Doom, Pie on the Torb, Melly on the Sojourn, Baguette on the Mercy, and JP3 Reigns on the Ana.
Yeah, kind of what we expected to see from both teams, especially with. I honestly would have been a little surprised to not see Pi play Cass here. Although, as good as Torb is, Cass did just recently get a range, and that's essentially a damage buff. Especially to his secondary fire, which makes that second
Falling
perk.
really early to Cosmic Ghost and Pulsar.
Yeah.
Take the brunt of that turret damage.
Red Dog is just forced to back off right away, unsurprisingly, but Chandra is just holding the line with his JQ in tow. Scrub trying to look for a quick entry onto that back line, unable to find anything so far. Gonna go for a punch onto the May.
Pick on Pi.
Baguette gets the res though. Unfortunately, I think Sage is dead once again. Gets walled off,
Yeah.
Can't get to his team. Baguette's forced to res, and that's all that Maywall damage gone from Pi being down.
It falls once again to Deathoof.
Yeah, and Deathoof already proving to be such an issue here on this May. Scrug, we
yeah.
do see an early swap onto the Orisa. This is probably the earliest we've ever seen him swap to a different tank. Melly does pop that overclock.
The game from Melly with the overclock. High Noon comes out from Chandra, gets stunned.
Yeah, the High Noon does get cancelled, but JQ is on the Melly right now, causing Melly to just explode into a bajillion pieces. Gets a big knife onto Scrug. Scrug's very out of position. Almost gets the Maywall off from Deathoof. Scrug's antied here, getting pushed up on JP3 Reigns in a very unfortunate position. Will be the next to fall on his team. Deathoof is just running after Pi and his co-conspirator Baguette. Is block does get forced, which could be big, but it's just too little too late from Bread Dog, as they've struggled very early here in map number 1.
I do think if they're going to be running the Orisa into Cosmic's Ana, they might want to swap JP over to Kiriko here.
I was thinking the same thing, but he doesn't play Kiriko, so that's kind of an issue. You could alternatively put Baguette on it, but you kind of want that mercy damage boost.
Yeah.
Orbital Ray does come out.
Ray does come out from Sindel, as does Rampage from Pulsar and Molten Core from Pi. So finally seeing some signs of life from Bread Dog as they head into overtime and are able to cap the point.
Yeah, I honestly would have called this a lost fight with the amount of ults and the quality of ults that were used by T1. One being one of the best ults, if not the best ult in the game from Orbital Array. And then, you know, JQ's ult is pretty dang good, especially when you don't have a cleanse. But
I do think it got walled off.
that would be very tragic. Deathoof is known for being Deathoof, and that's very possible.
A little bit of trolling.
Just a wee bit. The Biomore does come out from Sage.
1v1 to Chandra. Chandra High Noon's a turret, doesn't even kill the turret.
Yeah, but Sage is in the backline. He's found 2 so far. Gonna find a third, and Chandra just looking to save his team.
do have a couple of ults up on the side of T1, one being Blizzard from May and Nano Boost. We also see Overclock coming up, Valkyrie coming up on the side of Bread Dog. I was checking to see if they had any more ults up, or at least close.
Yeah, I do expect to see this overclock pop very early into this fight. Melly's not known to sit on this. Blizzard comes out though. This honestly does shut it down. Baguette's really going to be forced to try and get a res on that.
Yeah. Losing 2 there is not 3 now. Or, nope, that was Sindel dying.
Baguette gets taken
out of the res.
Deathoof with 2 already in this fight. Really just running at JP.
Looking for a third.
JP held hostage by the Deathoof, and that will, or should at least be the point. Yeah, Melly does not get the slide on in time. Unfortunately for Melly, you do not carry ults over round per round.
This is not Marvel Rivals.
No, it is not. The support ults don't last the entire team fight. What do you mean you can kill things during support ults?
You actually can.
In Overwatch, yes. Marvel Rivals, not really.
You can, you just gotta call your targets.
Unless you hit a cloak with a Magneto ult. Not
I killed the support out of ult.
That's nice. You know who didn't kill anything with his ult? Melly didn't get a whole lot of value out of overclocks that last round. JP just swapped over to that BAP and Baguette on the Ana. I don't know why they're trying to sit on this Ana pick so much. She's good, but...
Oh, Melly goes down pretty quickly there.
He sure does.
Who did also swap over to the Cass.
And Pi is on the Mei. I think if they would have went Cass last round, it would have been a lot better, but this map has a lot more of that range to it. Because you're in that
those weird corners that Sojourn likes to throw that E onto.
Yeah, yeah, we do see the Melly swap over to the Ashe, but T1's already taken the point. Baguette will go down next, and Melly will be a cleanup pick. 60 ult percentage for Chandra, Deathoof, and Cosmic Ghost so far, with Scrug being the next closest. But I do have a sneaking suspicion Cosmic will be the first one to get an ult. Mainly Kazana. Oh.
Oh, pause? Oh, no.
Wait, where's my... Do I not have one? It should be this. There we go.
Technical difficulties?
Oh, Deathoof DDoSed her.
So, how's everyone's day?
Well, considering I'm the only person you can talk to, it's pretty good. I made things.
No, I was actually talking to the voices.
Oh. Bean doesn't count.
Bean's outside. I should probably get her inside after this game.
Well, that's good, Sparksy.
I'm so glad, Sparksy. Little is unresponsive.
Well, there's one easy way to do this, and it's to do that. And then do that. Oh,
Forcibly force Little into the game.
yep. Oh, Little's probably closing Slay the Spire if I had to really think about it. No, Max, it's okay. They have a real sub.
That's crazy. I am a registered sub. I did the little form thingy.
There hasn't been a sub form for like a year.
Well, I put myself in the subs chat.
Well, that's good. Holy bits. Thank you for
Biddies.
the 100 biddies. Let's go,
Actually, that's
Chandra.
300 biddies.
Oh, well, I don't know. I don't use Twitch.
You also can't count.
No, I just thought it was showing the 100 thing 3 times.
Yeah. 3 times 100 is what? Little. I
100.
don't think it's Little in the game.
No, Little's here.
I don't see him on the top.
That's because we're
I guess.
paused.
I guess I see him in the social menu. Who joined
Wait,
the casting
me.
call? Oh, hello.
I would like to spectate. I'm opening the game.
Yep, you're good. Our is Red Dog already up? I'm gonna call them me names
On stream?
on stream.
That's crazy.
They're Stinky Heads
Whoa.
and Jimmy Johns.
Deathoof is playing Osu match.
Well, Deathoof.
Oh, do we want to just restart the game? Because apparently everyone's stuff reset. I think it's because it's comp rules and you sub somebody in, it might have just reset the game
Maybe.
on the player's end, but not on the actual game's end.
Oh, we are restarting 3-1 or 1-0. T1 is currently deliberating. Let's just roll. That's not an answer.
We love technical difficulties.
Okay, both sides should be ready. We are going back into the game. Well, we are gonna see Melly roll out on the cast again, which is kind of silly. I think after what we just saw them kind of get manhandled on, I don't really think that's the play. What about you, Max?
I have no strong opinions. Mostly because I wasn't listening to you.
You're not very good at casting, are you?
I just wasn't listening to you.
Well, Sage wasn't listening to me
To be
either,
fair, I
mainly
also
because
wasn't
he's...
listening.
Shut up, Ara! Sage is currently walled off. Actually, his team rotated right side this time. Although I don't think it accomplished a whole lot. Pi does get taken down. Little is on the Juno. That is the main difference here in their lineup. A big wall comes out onto Sage, gets taken down instantly, and they're actually going to find two this fight. Polestar is pretty low too. That'll be the third tank to fall, or I guess the third player. And Bread Dog.
Oh my goodness, Bread Dog. Locking in.
Yeah, that rotate really did help him. Now, as long as Melly doesn't get picked here, they should be able to hold this open doorway pretty handily. Although JP is super far up.
JP is way out of position there. I was gonna say the same thing.
JP's really trying to speedrun death over here.
You know, JP moment.
Rare missed wall from Deathroof. And actually, High Noon gets a kill for the first time in how many games?
For real. Now, Scrug does have ult.
But he doesn't get it off.
Scrug does have ult, so he can play a little more risky, but he did not get it off.
No.
Melly is the next to fall.
JP's in the back line. JP moment,
JP
being out of
moment.
position. Pi's just gonna stall this point out for a year and a half. Does pop his ice block. Sage is back though. He popped his ult. Not the play, I think.
I mean, it does secure the kill on Pi at the very least.
Yeah, but it's Pi's. Sage is on Pi's team.
Oh.
So
I thought you meant Deathoof's ult. Again,
No.
I wasn't listening very much. I was paying attention to the game.
once again, Max not being good.
I don't know,
JP
you just talk too much.
JP,
Oh my
however,
goodness,
having a
JP.
Max moment, getting absolutely obliterated while not paying attention.
I think the JP stands for jank positioning.
I thought it meant Jiffy Lube.
Jiffy poop?
Jiffy Poop. Could also be Jimmy Page. Fortunately, we know what Scrug stands for. It's not an acronym. Melly, however, is...
Bob.
yeah, they bobbed the small room.
That is an acronym.
That is an acronym. However, that's not what we need to focus on here. Chandra is picked first. Next is Comic Ghost. Pulsar does find a counterpick onto Sage here. But in that meantime,
Walls.
Bread Dog does cap the point.
Now we do have a May. We see the orbital ray come out.
You don't really have a whole lot for you on the Bread Dog. It's really just that
Yeah.
Nano. JP does not use it so far. Pops it onto Scrug. Melly gets picked onto Spindle. But it's just JP and Sage alive. JP does get that Nano off onto Sage, but it wasn't really a whole lot.
Yeah. Very close game so far.
Yeah, Melly honestly could fall here. Really trying to fall here. JP also is playing a very risky game with death. Not sure what it is about Bread Dog and Suicide, but they're doing a pretty good job.
That
Yeah,
yeah, dies to the meteor strike.
Sage got a hell of a pick there. And if he wound up his punch a little bit, would have confirmed the pick on Ghost, but Pi, thankfully, does that for him. Chandra is in the front line now, trying to tickle Sage a wee bit. And Bread Dog, they will take map number 2, quote unquote.
Red Dog locking in. Gonna
They
win it
sure
for
did.
Baguette.
Gotta win it for Baguette. Baguette is dead.
My poor wife.
How many
Killed
wives do
by
you have?
Sindel. Do you want the list alphabetical or
I want to know
I
about
want
the
it
2
numerical.
teams.
like who I married first?
Yeah.
Oh, butts. First wife was Kitty. That's her name.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that.
Sage with the early engage, trying to get to point as quick as his little feet can take him. We do see Spindle swap off that Juno over to the Kiriko, and Chandro is going to match the Cass here. Pulsar is rotating around this left side, trying to get aggressive angle to get back to JP. The Sage is going to mirror that, and Melly is going to get a pick onto Chandra. Pulsar is forced to back off as of this point in time, and a big engage comes out
Ooh.
from Scrugg.
Isn't gonna be able to secure the kill on Deathtooth. Wait, maybe I spoke too soon? No.
Nah, Deathtooth gets the ice block off, which is just enough for Sage to have to be forced to back off. But gets another big punch, and Pulsar is super low. Melly finds Chandra in the meantime. And Pie's just doing a whole bunch of pop damage on them. Melly with the pick on
Finds the pick
Pulsar.
onto Pulsar. Push them back into their spawn.
Yeah, and
Oh, Scrugg might have overcommitted just a touch.
that's one thing Scrugg is known for. Really just need to back out there. But it shouldn't matter too much. Malga is
It's haha.
swapped to. Fun fact, Malga was recently nerfed into the gutter.
Thank God. I don't play this game, but I don't like that guy.
Although I don't really think he
JP
was all
moment.
that bad. JP, yeah,
It's time tag.
both the supports for Bread Dog are down. Melly will be next. Scrugg does get a pick onto Cosmic. But I don't think him and Pie can really hold this point forever. He does use his ult. This is very suspicious. I don't really agree with this, Max.
I mean, they're stalling for as long as they can.
Honestly, it might be the play. Sage is kind of going crazy with it. It's just too alive for the side of
Pulsar is
T1.
very low, 9 HP in a dream. The dream was dead.
The dream is so dead, but Melly is so alive. Pops that ult just to confirm the point. And Sage, trying not to die, again.
Pushing them all back into their spawn again. Will he overcommit here?
That's kind of the thing that he is going to do. But
Never mind.
it's not overcommit when you
commits,
take them
but it's
all
work.
out.
What a play by Sage. What a nano.
Yeah, yeah, that was a hell of a nano
What
by
a team
JP.
kill for Bread Dog.
Bread Dog really just stuffing T1 right now.
And Sage is still in the back line.
Yeah, he's not even considering going out. Chandra will fall. And you do have a sleeping Malga who doesn't get the touch! Bread Dog win map number 1!
Bread Dog, what a play. What a comeback.
Who saw this coming? I didn't. No one did it.
And the underdogs take it. I guess
Yeah, really trying to
you
show
could
they
call
aren't
them
stale
the-
bread.
the uppercuts.
We can call him Bread Dog.
Nah, you gotta come up with a cool nickname.
Oh shit, Wheat Farm Girl.
Wheat Farm Girl?
Wheat Farm Girl. That's my goat.
Be nice to JP. No.
Now. JP is just a silly little guy. Yeah,
He's a goofy goober.
I love him, but he's an interesting guy to be around.
Kings Road! go, Jared.
No way. Who would have
It's
guessed?
my favorite map. Low res Mandata.
Here's where I put my Eichenwald if we went there.
That was a good map.
Eichenwald is a very good map. Waiting on Bread Dog to be readied up. It's probably JP's fault. I don't know what he did, but he did something.
Yeah. The JP stands for not ready.
That's right. Big stretch from Chimpanzee.
Wait, hold on. Small problem. I can't interact with Overwatch.
That's okay. I'm doing all the camera work anyways.
Yeah, but I can't see anything.
That's okay. You don't have eyes.
No.
Use echolocation like the bat you are.
Okay, well then I'll just start screaming into the mic.
No, they do tongue clicks. Everyone knows that.
Low res Mandata. Low res Mandata. That's not how you spell overrated.
Hey, that man is speaking 2 languages very fluently. I don't think you have the right to tell him that.
I do.
You don't. You barely speak this language.
I'm actually fluent in 3 languages.
Made up languages don't count.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, huh?
That's not what Duolingo says.
I don't care if you can speak it on Duolingo.
I can read fluent Elvish.
Wow. You and all 15 other people.
And Vulcan.
Wow, you and all 14 other people.
I don't underestimate the Star Trek fans.
You're right, 17
Speaking
people.
of Star Trek, for Bread Dog we've got Scrug on Doob, Pie on Torb, Melly on Cass, Little on Kiri, JP on Ana. Meanwhile on T1 we have Pulsar on the Ramatra, Chandra on the Genji Guy, Deathoof on the Thera, Siddle on the Bap, and Cosmic on the Mercy.
Yeah, and a big hydrate out. I did drink it. Don't you worry about that. Melly going on a flank here. Does get found out by Chandra right away. Chandra is going to get the pick, but does end up falling. Now, one thing about T1 is they do have a Mercy, so they can go for that res. But Pi has set up a turret over here and is very angry about not letting them get this res.
Big sleep on the Pulsar.
Yeah, gets woken up just about instantly, but is now antied. Melly on his way back, so they do have a little lacking of firepower for just a little bit longer. And Pi actually is just going to absolutely get collapsed on, but will get the pick onto the Genji that is terrorizing him.
Does draw the tank off of point, though, giving Scrug some room, maybe?
Absolutely not. Chandra does get the res, and T1 should cap this point about right here. And there it is. Now Farah does have Barrage, and that is pretty big, especially if she has the perk, which she doesn't actually. She has the Shields perk.
It's the shield perk.
What is the Shield perk?
Yeah, for the audience.
It gives Farah shields instead of HP, so she can get back in the fight faster, so automatic regen triggers. Yep, it's the same reason giving Echo shields in the most recent patch is a really big buff. Although Sage over here, actually, he gets value out of his ult surprisingly onto the tank. Stays alive, Barrage
Melee.
comes out, and they do nano melee and Noon. Wow. A lot of ults that fight for just a Barrage, but they should be able to stabilize now.
Yep. We do have a Molten Core coming up from Pi, as well as Kitsune Rush from Little.
Yeah, I do expect to see this Pulse ult be kind of big. But not when he gets punched back right
pushed
away.
Back.
Sage getting super aggressive here. The Ramatra will end up dying. And Sage is going to get a second. Oh, JP gets the pick on the Mercy. That's so big.
Red
Sage,
Dog really showing that they are not to be messed with.
yeah, and Pulsar playing absolutely the most base tank of all time, being Reinhardt. So, go T1. They are winners. They're going to win this now because they play cooler tanks. Molten Core does come out from Pi.
Core comes out over that point. The
Uh,
goo is everywhere. Pulsar gets exploded.
Yeah, Pulsar not really liking that too much. And
Tear Strike comes out.
yeah, Sage is actually gonna get pick onto Spindle right here. Ghost
Even with the
should be
lamp coming
next.
out.
I know. Yeah, Little confirms the pick onto Cosmic. And Pi playing AFK Simulator. Deathtooth actually doing a very classic move here of sitting up top on this high ground, waiting for something to happen.
Oh, and something has happened.
Oh,
It's a doofus.
I would like to see the Deathtooth sweeping arc again. Fortunately, the map should be clean about now. Big counter punch. Antis the entire team. Huge from JP.
Blade does come out from Chandra here.
Yeah, Pi gets
Onto
cleansed.
Pi.
They trade a
Only
bat for
finding
it.
Pi.
Yeah, kind of not a worth trade, but Pi's turret is down, so let's see if they can make anything of this.
Both teams have some pretty scattered positions here. T1 kind of forms up, it reforms.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing here is just if Melly could get a decent noon, even if it's just a zoning ult, that should be enough. Incinerush comes out from little X, and Pulsar
The
is
leading
dead.
Pulsar.
And
Kinda
Melly gets
slept,
one.
but not. Actually, no, it doesn't. It finds Cosmic.
Yeah.
Before the sleep hits.
Deathtooth it's out too, which is kind of big, but Scrug does take offense to Spindle's existence. Which, you know, is fair. Although
Falling a little low there, but he is gonna get out.
Sindel is now on his signature pick, that being the Juno. And Scrug being very aggressive here with his positioning, as per usual. Gets nanoed, so he will live.
But finds two with it.
Yeah, he curb stomped the support line.
And the tank.
Yeah. I mean, Sage, when he's feeling himself, is a one-man army. And there's no doubt about it. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen Little join Sage in the front line a little more, being on that Kiriko. Meteor Strike does
With
come
the
out.
double TP. Oh my goodness. Oh.
They triple ulted Sage.
3 ults for Sage.
Which is fair, but like, holy. Pi does get the pick on Chandra. Pulsar does take out Melly, actually. Pi will be the next to fall. Just the support line alive for the side of Bread Dog. Trying to get out right now, and probably will. Definitely will. Now, the issue for T1 is that they don't have enough time to wait for these staggers to come in. Because that DPS line should be back by the time this cart is really in a position to cap. Although Deathtooth finding
And they
JP...
also do not have ults to really contest. I mean, they have Orbital Ray.
No, but finding JP should be more than enough, unless Pulsar gets taken out by Sage here. Deathtooth is still super low, though.
Multi-core comes out.
Yeah, Satellite comes out, but Chandra gets the pick on the Sage. This should enable the rest of the team, especially with Pi going down to Cosmic Ghost. Chandra gets the turret. Melly is positioned on the right side, is getting collapsed on. And T1 turning a pretty bad situation into triple ulting a Doomfist. And capping the point basically off that decision. Although a big counter punch comes in from Scrug. And yeah, he high noons the Reinhardt. Pulsar does go down eventually. It's just the Spindle Man and the Death Oof currently alive for the side of T1. Both should get out, and Chandra's going to get a pick onto Scruggs. Scruggs' constant aggression is really getting punished now that they've swapped to this Sojourn pick. But Pie's in the back line. I don't think they know.
JP moment.
Yeah, Pie really trying to take this 1v1 in the back line. And he's going to get one of the supports because of it, because Sage punches in. Gets slept, but Ghost will be the next to fall. Gets a punch onto Pharah.
Deathtooth tries to take out Pie, but Sage says no. Get down, Mr. President.
Pie really just said, I'm the little guy, you can't touch me. And so he's like, yeah, that's my little guy, you can't touch him. Nanogiri comes out. Is not enough though, as it does not permit her the ability to touch. Although a second point cap is kind of big, especially where they are in point number 3. It honestly could be enough with how good T1 has played the entire season. I'd be a little surprised if Bread Dog just kind of steamrolls them like they did on that defense.
I have faith.
Listen, it'd be really fun if Bread Dog comes in 3-0's T1, the clear favorite to win it all. And that's that, but this is still T1.
Low Resmandada statue. Low Resmandada statue.
Okay, we do
In
have...
the lineup we have on attack Bread Dog with Sage on Doomfist, Pie on Torp, Melee on Sojourn, Little on Juno, and JP3 Reigns on Ana. On the other side, with T1 on defense, we've got Pulsar still on that back on that Ramatra, Chandra on the Ashe, Deathtooth on the Sombra, Sindel on the Juno, and Cosmic on the Kiriko.
Yeah, I don't care for the Sombra pick, just because I think Sombra's an evil character, and I think less of you if you play
switches
him.
to Widow.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Alright, we're both spectating the Widow. Where is the Widow? It's on a Torbjorn again.
Alright, I'm never doing this tournament again. This was a mistake. I just wanted to see some Pie Widow, and he's not gonna give it to us. And we gotta watch Sombra gameplay now. Like, what a bad day.
True.
Although that Sombra player is pretty good. I don't know how Sombra is, but if you can do anything, you can play Sombra. Let's be honest. She's not hard.
Pie is the first to fall in this battle.
Yeah, Sage really
Also
hasn't...
playing around the shield very well there.
Sage hasn't been able to bully so far yet. And that's really just disabled this Bread Dog team. Because they play so heavily around either Pie, just getting all these random picks, Melee or Sage bullying. And until we get that like next level of Sage or Melee, it's just going to be kind of a weird stalemate up front here.
Bob comes out, the big Omnic Butler. Gonna get melted by the Torb turret. And the
Yeah,
Torb.
and Sage in the meantime does get to the backline and finds Spindle. Oh crap, I'm stuck in a tree. JP does use his ult. They aren't really looking at that Sombra guy, and in fact, JP ends up dying to this Sombra guy. Yeah, I guess he is. Pie backing off just a little bit, but not a whole lot. Chandra about to get just absolutely sat on by Sage with the Meteor Strike. Pulsar will be the next to fall.
Down in ult.
Yeah, and Sage has really started bullying this team now. Right off the back of Pie doing all the dirty work and just absolutely flanking his mind off. Melee does get a pick, but just one for him? It feels kind of sad. You expect a little bit more from him. Although it should be enough, especially considering...
Especially with those overclocks.
I know, but T1 does have the longer spawn time, since they have to take literally forever to get back.
Orbital ray comes out from Little.
Yeah, you'd wish it was a little further forward, but it was just so Sage didn't die. Although he does end up doing that anyways.
Core comes out. That's
suspicious.
interesting.
Still, really wouldn't hate to see Pie swap over to that Cass here.
Or the Widow.
I could do without that right now. They're playing against a Sombra. Sandra really trying to keep Melly in check up on that high ground, but hasn't been able to do it as of yet. Orbital Ray does come out from the side of T1. They do trade Chandra for JP. Pi also falls to the hands of Deathoof.
Melly falls to the hands of Deathoof.
Yeah,
The hands
Deathoof.
of a virus, actually.
Deathoof really
Why you
just
gotta
being a
take your
terrorist.
antibiotics?
Or update your firewall.
This is true.
That's why I use Windows Defender, the proud sponsor of Goonginga League.
This is a lie.
Oh man.
Hashtag sponsored.
Although Pi switches over to the Mei here, Big Nano comes off onto Scroog. And Bread Dog really just stalled out, much like they stalled out T1 here. To the max, what changes do you think? Okay, well, I guess we know what changes Bread Dog thinks they need to make. Little X swaps over to the Kiriko. JP is now on the Baptiste, and Scrug is...
Flank.
No, that's not a
Sorry
character.
to interrupt.
No, I don't want to go anymore.
Flank Bob.
Yeah, and the flank Chandra. Melly is just walking straight back into this. It's kind of even right now. Although Sage dies, and the rest of the team dies, and Pulsar cleans up with the hands of Death Oof, smothering the rest of them.
Yeah, but it's even.
It was even at one point. They should be able to get back into the fight faster. I don't know why they're taking so long. They know they have to walk the 1.5-mile trek back from spawn, so as long as they engaged a little sooner than this, they should have been fine. But since they took this high ground pursuit, they lost all advantage they have.
It looks like they're all going on the flank. Well, I guess not the flank, but big early pick from Melly here on Cosmic Ghost was the overclock.
That's right.
Chandra falls low, has to give up that positioning.
They get Death Oof.
Chandra tanking, dying.
Yeah.
The payload princess. JP is the payload princess.
You know what? JP can't be out of position on the payload.
This is true. Because then he C9s.
That's okay. 30 seconds on the clock left.
Now we do have almost 3 ults up for the side of Bread Dog. Similarly the same on T1. Orbital Ray comes out.
Yeah,
Blizzard
Red Dog.
comes out.
Wow.
Time comes out. Terra Surge.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they did not need to use that many ults. Well, they won that after the first two, but then they blizzarded and then they Terra Surged. Not sure what game they're playing, but they still have 50 meters to push.
They wanted to give them the scrug treatment.
They wanted to give them an opportunity to win, is what you're saying. Now the issue...
I mean, they really only have... They have Kitsune and they have EMP.
Yeah, but this is one of the hardest corners to push in the game. EMP does come out.
Maywalls, though.
Maywalls don't
Oh,
save
that-
Sage here, but it could be enough. A big wall off comes through, and it will be
Kiriko
enough.
gets the nano.
Wow.
But, wow, what a cleanup. Red Dog coming out on top once again.
We may need a drug test Bread Dog after this.
Yeah. They are locked in and ready to win this.
Yeah, which honestly is kind of a surprise. Not that Bread Dog's bad by any means, but this was the favorite to win the entire thing, Max.
I know. What I want to know is what's going on in T1's head right now. You know, what are their strategies here? What is their counterplay?
Maybe there is none.
What's their map pick?
What is their map pick? I think that is the question we all want to know.
The $1 million question. Nothing? Alright, the FF, okay. Bread Dog.
As they haven't responded yet, we will not take that as an answer.
Runasapi. Is that an escort?
No. Well, their coach does say nothing. They are chalked. Well, to the max, what map do you want to see T1 take us to on this magical evening?
For escort? I would like to see Dorado.
Any reasoning for that, or?
I think that with both teams' lineups, it could be really interesting for all that high ground and their, scrug dive potential, or some really good anchoring on defense. I'm saying words I don't know the meaning of. I just like Dorado. Havana is also a good one. It's Jared's favorite map.
Pulsar is so weird for the weird. No. Fuck.
Alright, Ara, you're getting muted.
They did pick Havana, so...
Which is a mistake. It is by far, as most people have agreed on, the worst map in the game.
Nah, it's so fun.
If you like sticking nails in your eyes, you're right. You are right.
I like to stick nails in other people's eyes.
That's not your own, so it doesn't count. They have had 3 weeks off. Well, you know what, Spry? So have I.
Not an excuse. Lock
Yeah, you're
in.
supposed to be their coach, Spry.
Yeah, you're supposed to keep them on their A game.
It's okay. If they go out in the next game, it's more interesting that way.
That's what the script says.
Yeah, I have it right here. T1 loses to Fika time in losers round 1.
No, I think they lose to AFN. That's what I have in my script. And everybody knows I'm the writer here.
Yeah, but Spry, like you said, you're a Widow main. Like, come on, buddy. Let's get real, pal.
Widow mains aren't real. Lifeweaver pick, Lifeweaver pick. Lifeweaver.
Mercy pick. Mercy.
Lifeweaver. Lifeweaver pick.
I think what's really exciting is Sage has given up on Doomfist entirely for this point.
Which is fair. I think it's pretty hard to hold on Doom around this first point.
Oh, absolutely. But what isn't fair is Pulsar pulling out Spry's signature tank, that being Ratito Grande!
Ratito!
Oh, never mind. He's
oxymoron.
That's nice. Melly finds the Widow right away, and no one is peeking him now. Oh, we had a good run on Widowmaker. Although Deathoof, I do expect to stay on it. Because Deathoof ain't no quitter. And Spindle.
First of all.
It is your signature, Spry. I seen you play it one time and it made me sad. Although Sage really trying to die here, ends up getting Pulsar.
Doesn't.
I think this is the shock of a lifetime. That and Pi in the backline once again finds a pick on Cosmic, but gets absolutely gunned down by Chandra.
JP3 locking in for the DPS.
Yeah, and as we do know, Melly did in fact toggle, so should be able to take this Widow out no problem.
To hit a shot challenge.
And Doomfist has returned to the fray.
Infrasights gets popped.
JP3 Reigns using his ult, doing things and stuff with it.
Deathu finds Melly. It's gonna get rezzed.
Chandra finds
Little.
Little.
For it.
Yeah, what an unfortunate series of events for everybody. But Chandra and T1, as he just single-handedly picked apart Bread Dog. Maybe all they needed was double hit scan all along. Sage is back on the point and halfway to his ult, so we're not going to see that. But Melly did in fact toggle.
Chandra.
Yeah, trying to get that second pick here onto the Ana. Will get it. Although revenge is grape flavored. Happening right now as we speak. Melly's just kind of running away from it. Little going to die, but gets the res off. But it was worth it.
Yeah.
The weird thing about knowing how Little plays is that's not something he would normally do. He's not the kind of person to suicide res, but he deemed it the right move there. So, you know, clearly it was.
I don't know how people play Doom or Ball and not get dizzy.
They close their eyes.
Oh, that explains why all of my Dooms are so bad.
It might be the plat. That might be it too.
I don't know, I've played with you before.
You played with me on PC.
I've also played with you on console.
Yeah, but you've never seen me try on Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm seeing a little
spectating
try on Mercy. I haven't played Doom seriously in Gunginga. I pull it out when I think I can get away with it. Yeah, and speaking of get away with it, Melly's trying to get another pick here. If he can get this overclock off, that should be enough to secure the point. But actually, doesn't even need it. JP's ult was more than enough. Pulsar does swap over to the Winston. You might not know this to the max, but Pulsar is a very good Winston.
I do know this.
Sparks, you know, I will play it into you. I'll play into you when I'm getting back from spawn. When we need to stall at some point in time. You won't know when that is. But I'll be watching and waiting and waiting.
And I'll be commentating.
And Max will be commentating. Not live, of course.
I'll be yapping.
You know who's also not live? Deathtoof picks Melly. Melly is dead. The ball is back.
Little is in a very unfortunate spot.
Yeah, he is, but it doesn't matter.
Falcon out of it. Pulsar playing mystery tanks right now.
Yeah, really swapping to that ball so we can get the touch. Does get the pick on JP3 Reigns. There is a spindle on the Lucio. Gets the pick on Little, stopping the res. This should be more than enough to cap the point. Pi falling super low. Does get taken out by that wrecking ball. Just Sage alive, and that is point number 1 in OT for T1. But Melly with a pick on the spindle. What a tragedy. Such highs and such lows for this team, Max.
This is really a roller coaster of a game.
I know, it'd make a hell of a drama.
I mean, that is what I wrote into the script. These playoff games gotta be dramatic.
That's why there's a makeout cess between me and Spindle. Max.
Listen, I thought it would be good, you know, enemies to lovers.
I'm gonna have to fire you after this season. You know who's not getting fired? Little X gets out of the minefield. Sage gets over the minefield. And
Little dies.
Yeah, Little is getting fired.
Bye. Deathtoof on a rampage.
Yeah,
playing JQ.
No, JP about to die. I'd like to say he's out of position, but he's just the last one alive. Red Dog have just been unable to find their footing yet so far. And Chandra's probably going to go for a Bobarunski here.
The hell was that?
It was Bob.
No, sorry, I hit F7 to spectate Pulsar and...
Oh, yeah, he has the Sojourn thing on him. There's a sticky Sojourn shot.
No, it sounded like a Discord join noise, but I digress.
Okay,
oh no,
okay.
it's the rat sound effects.
Oh, yeah, because the skin.
That was very scary.
Bear down.
I don't like it.
Bear, bear.
Bannon.
Well, Sage back on the Smorsmisma. Really trying to bring back the iron wall of defense. Pulsar rolling through the back line. Gets a pretty big pile driver onto Scruggus, but it's not going to be enough-is to take him down-is. Pi on that high ground currently being a little eco-terrorist. Throwing car batteries into the ocean, along with entire rodents and mechs. Melly with 2 so far and is now at overclock. Kinda hype.
Cybernetics regulating. Let's kick this off.
That Red Dog has stabilized a little bit here.
Yeah, and Pi hasn't had to move yet.
Oh, JP.
It doesn't matter. It was a sneaky play that was meant to happen. I'd even call it a trap.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, so is that turret. That turret single-handedly caused the downfall of Pulsar there. All he had to do was roll in and grab the health pack. We do see Deathoof on the Hanzo trying to challenge Pi on the high ground. Hasn't been playing the game for the past few minutes. Set down his controller, walked away. Molten Core does come out from said Pi. As we do see a little swap in players. But it should be more than enough for the side of Red Dog. As it is just a very low health Spindle and a Wrecking Ball alive. But Lucio does get taken out. T1 does have Nano Boost for this fight. It is coming out onto the Wrecking Ball. Sage got super forced back by that. Wrecking Ball is on the flank. Chandra is pretty close to that Dragon Blade. But the both support ults...
body blocked out of escaping.
Yeah, he is. Both support ults are basically up for Red Dog. Just waiting to use that Nano Boost for JP. Comes out onto the Sojourn. Going for that Ana currently. Switches targets over to the Hanzo. Does get taken out.
Oh my goodness.
And that is round number 1. T1's attack.
Stabilized from Red Dog.
Yeah, the Spindle Lucio was kind of hype.
It was.
It absolutely carried at points. Unfortunately, they did not get the full cap, but on Havana, you don't ever get a full cap. You might get it up to the 3rd point doorway. You might not. Is that a camera? Wow. But no matter what, every second of playing this map is pure agony.
A camera.
What?
I said, is that a camera?
There was a camera.
Where?
So in 3rd point spawn area for defense, that little doorway on the left side to go to the mega pack, in that bridge area, there's a little security camera there.
Oh yeah, it's an orb.
He used Beat in My Heart spray, don't worry.
Are you saying that Spindle beat up your heart?
We had the whole makeout session. You wrote it in, Max.
No, the makeup sesh comes after the game when you guys are both in the losers bracket.
Yeah, but we
Keep up with the script.
We did one anyways, just to test it.
Whoa, you're not allowed to go off script. You are not allowed to go off script.
I run this show.
Yeah, and I write it, so.
I am the Avengers.
No, you're not.
You're right. I'm the Gunginga Avengers.
You're the.
The Gungingers.
No. No, we're gonna just put a sock in that.
Melly's also putting a stock into Sojourn play in lieu for some Widowmaker gameplay. That's when the air horns come in.
Dead.
Ah, that makes sense. But so is Chandra.
Even.
It
Good luck with
is
Steven.
even. Unlike Steven, though, Sage is getting super aggressive here on the horse still. Really shooting at that backline while Porshore is just kind of licking his elbows. Do not quote me on that. I don't know what that means. Although Melly gets a pick onto Deathoof, an even bigger pick onto the Torp turret. Now Pi is looking for a way to get into that backline. Does get poked by Pulsar for a second, but Pulsar will be the next one to fall. As Sandra is on the back high ground, just kind of dancing around on that Sojourn. Gets taken out by the Venom Mine. Cosmic Ghost is not going to fall. Uses that quick step. I had to check the notes to see what it was called. And we see a Pulsar swap over to that JQ.
A very famous pick from Pulsar. Actually, I don't know.
No, it is. Pulsar on the JQ is awesome. Now, it's not Lazy Dog, but that's because Lazy Dog is actually so insane at the game. He once killed a woman in-game.
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 And besides gets popped by Melly.
Yeah, very useful ult here out in the open. Oh, gets the pick onto Cosmic. Is now being ran at by an angry Australian lady. Who does give up on that venture. JP3 Reigns will end up falling. But now you have an entire horse on your backline. Pilots out that Molten Core. And Sage ults
And
just to live.
Oh yeah, okay. Pi doesn't though.
No, unfortunately Molten Core does not give you overhealth. Not anymore.
R.I.P.
Well, Chandra is back. Does have that overclock. Have they not been pushing the cart the entire time?
Nope, they have not. They didn't have their payload princess.
JP. Well, unfortunately, Deathoof is also dead, which means T1 don't have their P-Wode? Their payload princess. Pulsar does swap over to that. Zarya does get absolutely obliterated by the angry horse lady, who is nanoed. Trying to chase down the rest of the people. Unfortunately, won't be able to get on the full back line. Or Chandra. Chandra will make it out. And Sage trying to overstay his welcome once more. Little does get the Kitsune off on him. Or the cleanse? The cleanse.
I have PTSD from the Orisa barrier voice lines.
That's okay. You know who also has PTSD? Probably Pulsar after this game. Absolutely
Yeah.
getting bullied by Sage over here.
Right, does Embry Riddle give their teams mandatory therapy? Like the military?
They better.
They're
Once
gonna need
again,
it.
they are not pushing
what
the
a terror
cart.
surge. Oh, never mind.
It's okay. They started pushing the cart, and now they have payload progress. Although Deathoof has kill
Widow.
progress. Yeah, Torb is the best Widow. That's why Pat doesn't need to learn Widow. He just knows Torbjorn.
I think he said that last game.
I probably did. I bring it up a lot. Because it's the truth.
Listen, I know you're mad about you and you and Pat not getting the romance scene in this script, but
Oh no, we do it off camera.
yeah, save it for off camera.
Yeah. You know who's not
Wonder
saying it for
if he
off
did,
camera? Deathoof really opening up another pick.
On himself.
But Pi picked off Deathoof after Deathoof set up 2 picks. Melly gets a second though for Bread Dog. And Pulsar is currently chasing the angry Swedish guy. Pi gets cleansed. Pi might win the fight against Pulsar. That would secure the entire game.
Oh my god.
Pulsar is done side questing. Same with Little. Both support ults are about to come out for the side of Bread Dog. JP uses his.
Pulsar gets
Sage just turned around. Holy crap.
What game? What a match!
Bread Dog taking it straight to Emery Riddle.
What a match from Bread Dog. What a performance.
I'm honestly in shock. I didn't think it would go this well for them.
I'm sorry, that's a really funny spear to me. Imagine you're just sleeping, just chilling, and then you get a spear to the face and you're like launched into the void.
I don't have to imagine. I play tank.
Skill issue. Who are we interviewing though?
It's JP,
from
let's be
Bread
real.
Dog? Okay, fair.
Well, now we play the waiting game.
Before we get into the interview, if you win against Fikatan, it'll be a battle of the besties between you and JP. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling pretty good. We swept him last time, so I'm not too concerned. Although, speaking of the guy, hello JP.
Saw it?
That could
How
have
you
gone.
feeling?
That could have gone
Uh,
any which way. That is not the way I expected.
Well, I told you we are gonna win. They 3-0'd us last time. I told them they were gonna get shit stomped, and here we are.
Yeah, but JP 3-0ing a 7-0 team. I mean, that's just that's absolute insanity. Now, Spry did tell us that they haven't played in 3 weeks, but I think that's a lame excuse because I mean, Red Dog really just stomped him. I mean, quite literally stomped him.
You know, master plan coming to fruition there of just dragging out the play-ins, getting the teams rusty.
Yep,
You know,
know me.
that is a decent strat.
Definitely not what happened, and definitely not had a bunch of life events and stuff that go on. No, totally just sabotaging other teams.
Yep. JP3 Reigns, you heard it here first. Sabotages other teams.
You know what? Fair.
You know what's not fair? Sage on the Doomfist. The
Yeah,
entire
real.
game, he was bullying the entirety of T1. He was a one-man army for most of the game. Obviously, Pi was on the flanks doing all the dirty work. Melee was doing a lot of pop shot damage. And you and Little obviously doing God's work to keep him alive, because God knows that's a lot of damage that goes on him. But,
I mean, honestly, the trick is playing with the Doomfist.
oh,
Don't
we
care
saw
about
you
their
playing
health.
with the Doomfist.
They'll usually just heal themselves, do damage, have 4 DPS and a tank.
Yeah, you really like to stand right behind Sage a lot. We saw that a lot on map 1 and less on map 2 and 3, but what was really the pivotal moment here? Because that first map, you guys didn't really get like rolled, and they really didn't like stomp that much either, but it was evident that they had the upper hand going into the map.
Um, it's always this kind of that first map jitters. I mean, you watch any of Red Dog's games, we're always slow, especially on that first control map.
Yeah,
Um,
much like
I
against
don't think
USA.
I don't think I was gonna say I don't think we've won a single one. Um, just coming out slow out of the gates, get our feet under us.
Losing Baguette.
That was unfortunate, you know. Um,
Rip
We know
Baguette.
what happened.
not anything I'm aware of. I was told that maybe some family matters had came up and an emergency had arose. So, I mean, it's a shame we couldn't win with her, but I wish her the best and hope everything's okay. Obviously, take care of your personal life and stuff first. We'll be there to support her any way we can.
Yes, the Goonkinga League is not worth it.
Yeah. But I mean, as far as this lock, it's just locking in. I think I think Sage has to kind of get those first map jitters out. You kind of saw it again on that third point. Sometimes he just likes to play a little overly aggressive and then forces bad positions from some of us, which just kind of gets us caught out. But once we got that calmed down, it really worked in our favor.
Yeah. How was the communication today?
Great as always. Try to keep it try to keep it light sometimes. Joke around in between maps. Talk some shit, do that kind of stuff. But in game, going full Korean, just ram. Can't understand anything other than like the R. Really trying to get those targets down, calling cooldowns, all that kind of stuff. It's working really well.
Yeah. What was your guys' game plan going into this game then?
Um, we really expected a lot more Pharah from them, to be honest. We really play on the round of Pharah, um, and did that, and we're planning on that. So you kind of saw it on King's Row when they tried it. We were very well prepared for that. Um, and then it's also just okay, having that Orisa pick for Sage now is really opening up a lot for us. Because on certain points and certain maps, that Doomfist can just go in and absolutely farm and just really do a lot. And then, like you saw on Havana, we can just, okay, we're going to go Orisa, and we're going to play really slow, and we're going to bet Melly's better than your DPS. And 90% of the time, it's been right.
Yeah, that's a fair point. To the max, do you have any questions before I ask my closer?
Say hi to your mom.
Oh, yeah, your mom
Hi,
was
Mom.
here.
Yeah, she said she was going to be.
Yeah, JP's
Oh,
mom's
wow, you sound
really
so
cool.
enthused.
Well, I'm enthused, and that's okay.
Enthused.
I don't want to hear it. JP Three Reigns looking forward onto the bracket. You, obviously. Oh, why does my... Okay, so my images keeps changing. Let me pull up my playoff bracket again. So, obviously going forward into the bracket, you are in the winners finals, which means you're one game away from the finals. You either are going to play Fika Time or AFN. Is there a team you'd rather play versus the other? Or is it just kind of, we're going to beat them both?
Whoever's put in front of us is what we're going to face. Both teams are, pretty good. I mean, they're the 2 and 3 seeds through the season for a reason, right? But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We got to go in and just, compete. Go in with confidence. We can, you saw it today. We took down the undefeated team. We can beat any team that's put in front of us. So it doesn't matter. We're gonna win.
I like it. I like it. Well, JP, hell of a game today. Thank you, Bread Dog, for really giving us a hell of a game to watch and spectate. It was fun on my end. I don't know about Max, but I definitely had a good time. Thank you, T1, for losing finally. That was great. Really enjoyed
Yeah,
that.
really.
But yeah, that's all we have time for. We will see you on Sunday, but it will not be streamed because To The Max will record it and I will upload it to the YouTube when it is done.
Jared uploading a VOD.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. But that's it.
It's only been a month.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.